I see.
We're good to go now that Jack's got the giggles. So, Corky, do you want to kick us off?
Well, yeah, Dave, thanks. Jack, how are you? You're in good form, obviously.
I'm not too bad, Michael. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks. Jack, congratulations on your selection. Have you, just as a kind of a group in terms of forwards and everything, had some conversations earlier this week to try and iron out the difficulties surrounding the scrum and that area from last weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of talking points and lessons learned from the weekend gone, and the referees have come back and said a few decisions probably went against us when they shouldn't have, but that's rugby and those things happen. But look, it's always a good learning curve and we'll be better for it, and we'll take that into this weekend. And I know the lads are obviously pride themselves in the front row about their bits around the scrum, so they're pretty disheartened about it. But look, it'll just make us better again this weekend for it, and I think they're excited for the challenges and to right those few wrongs from Twickenham and kind of end on a high in that platform anyway.
Scotland Ireland games always seem to have a kind of a lifeline of their own. I mean, you can win a Triple Crown this weekend. Other things could happen also, but I suppose you really can you should really just concentrate on what's within your control at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we've done everything we can to get ourselves into position post Paris, and at the moment it's all about just going out and trying to win this Triple Crown, and whatever else happens, and there's nothing we can do about it at this stage. So it's about putting together all the learning pieces that we've had over the last 6 or 7 weeks, trying to get the best performance that we can of this campaign out in the last day. And I feel like we've been building really nicely. There's been a few frustrating patches over the last few weeks, but I think we're better for even a tough outing over in Twickenham, even against 14 men. We weren't perfect, but it'll stand us in good stead now come Saturday.
Just a final question. I mean, did last Saturday really ram home the point of how important all 23 players are in terms of putting out a performance there on the pitch?
I'd say more than 23. It's about the 36, the 37. The lads have come in and out of the squad over the last few weeks. We spoke yesterday on our last day of training just about how good the bibs or the lads who haven't been playing have been, because at the end of the day, you rise or fall to the standard of training, not to the standard of your opposition. So the lads have been putting the team under incredible pressure, and they've played some fantastic rugby in those training sessions over the last few weeks, and it's been a massive group effort, and we've seen a lot of lads come and go, unfortunately, but everyone has played their part to get us to this position.
Good man, thanks Jack, have a good one.
Cheers, Corky.
Hi Jack, how are things? Joe here from Virgin Media, how are you keeping?
Not too bad, Joe, how are you?
Very well, thanks. Blair Kinghorn gets the nod ahead of Finn Russell. I know you've only heard about this today, but he's inexperienced at this level. He's come to the Aviva in front of a packed house. Is that a channel you might target to test him out at this level?
Look, I know he hasn't played a whole lot international in 10, but he's played a good bit this season for Edinburgh, and they're obviously going particularly well in the URC, so I'm sure he'll be looking forward to the challenge ahead of him. Look, we haven't spoken as a team about it yet because we're only just back in together now, but it'll definitely be an area we'll go after. No matter who was in that position, you always go to put pressure on the opposition 10 to make them play early and to show those pictures early on in the game. So look, I'm sure there'll be lots of conversations had about it over the next few days.
Fair enough. And last one from me. A lot has been made about the fact that this Triple Crown will be the first time Ireland won it at home in 18 years, I think. For you personally, with your family and your friends there, and all the fans back post-COVID and things like that, is this a special match for you?
Yeah, look, every game at home is special, but with the opportunity to win a bit of silverware, as you said, first time in a long time at home, it's incredibly special, especially the weekend that's in it. Paddy's Day today, tomorrow off, like the country will be on a bit of a buzz, so we're looking to go out on a high and give everyone something to celebrate, and I know the lads are just incredibly excited to be in the position that we're in.
Fair play, best of luck.
Cheers.
Hi Jack, how's it going? Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Same to you, Michael, thank you.
Do you guys do anything today? Have you any special plans to mark it, or is it just like another normal day?
I don't. I think a few of the country lads were out marched around the parade there earlier. Dave Kilcoyne was trying to get out on a float or something like that. But no, I think lads are just thinking about prepping for the game on the weekend, and there hasn't been anyone enjoying the spectacles. I think Conor Murray had his face painted there walking up and down Grafton Street, but other than that, I think lads are a bit more worried about the game.
I think I said no. I was very interested in your interview after the match with RTE on Saturday. Like, you pointed out about adapting to playing with against 14 players, but you had such a recent example against Italy of playing with a reduced team. Was that more a double frustration in that it took you so long to work through that, having already had a good run out against a team who were down a couple of players?
Yeah, but I think that the two matches were so significantly different. I think against England, against 14 men, our indiscipline cost us so much, where if you look at the game against Italy when we were down to 13, we probably just played in the wrong areas of the pitch, which put us under pressure, where I don't think necessarily we're doing the same thing against England. So even though it might look the same, I think it wasn't exactly the same kind of feeling that you had when you're out there. But yeah, we probably could have adjusted a bit earlier against England and played a different style of rugby. But when you're going out there to try get 4 tries and the bonus point win, sometimes you need to play a bit more. But look, it's obviously never ideal to play against 14 men. Like you want to be playing against the best and at the highest standard, and it's tough for the opposition, of course. But and then at stages we made it hard for ourselves. But again, lots of lessons to be learned.
Just tell me a little bit about Mac Hansen, how he's fitted into the squad, and if he's had to do much to bring him out of himself, or is it a natural character that he's having a bit of crack when you're doing whatever you do in your downtime, your games and your Cheltenham tips, or tell me a bit about him. What's he get up to?
No, he's a great fella. To be fair, he's like a duck to water. He's fitted right in. Even from his first day in camp back in autumn when he came in for a few days to learn about the environment, he was himself. As is the onus on the players, from the coaches, from the off, to just come in, be yourself, be open, be vulnerable. And I think Mac is someone who's kind of embodied that from the second he's arrived. He's a great fella, lots of personality, and I know he's a bit of a man of the people now here in camp, and I don't think anyone have a bad word to say about him.
Smash, and best of luck for the weekend.
Cheers, thank you. No one else wants to talk to me.
Jack, how you doing? It's Mark here at BBC, you alright?
Good, Mark, thanks, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, I'm good. Jack, can you maybe just give us a flavour of the mood amongst the players in the camp? And sort of when you're sitting about the hotel and stuff, do you let your minds drift towards Saturday and sort of what could be?
I don't think we let our minds drift about what could be. I think you're putting yourself in your position that you're going to be in on Saturday performance-wise. You're worrying about your bits. You're worrying about your roles, your jobs. Worrying is the wrong word, but projecting yourself into those positions. So when it comes to being on the pitch on the day, it's second nature. You've ran through the moves a handful of times during the week, but you've done it hundreds of times in your head. So I don't think we're not massively outcome focused here. We're very much process focused. So we're just worried about the process at the moment and getting all our bits correct.
And obviously, teams get picked in sport every week. Obviously players are in, players are out. But but when you take somebody's place in a squad, do you chat about it between yourselves? Is it acknowledged at all, or is it just one of those things?
I don't think much needs to be said. Sometimes it's just a look or a pat on the back or a well done, or just the lads competing hard with each other at training. It's not. It doesn't need to be a big song and dance about it. I know lads have spoken during the week about it when they've been left out and how supportive other people have been in their position, and I think that's a testament to the strength and the unity of the squad and how close we all are. So no, there's not much said about it, but it's after your own, you have a few moments to kind of be a bit. Everyone wants to start, everyone wants to play their bit, but if you don't, you're just worried about the doing your best for the team and prepping lads as much as you can. So again, as I said earlier, it's about the entire squad, not just the 23.
Cheers, Jack. Good luck on Saturday.
Cheers, thank you.
Take the last couple there, guys. You happy enough? Okay, we'll call it a day. Alright guys, talk to you tomorrow.